Before we jump into today's mailbag, make sure you guys get subscribed to the channel. It's youtube.com/BearsNow. We crossed 35,000 subs over the weekend. Let's try and get to 36K as soon as possible. Appreciate you guys for all supporting the show. We put out videos every single day. And if you want to be a part of these mailbags, all you got to do is join us every single Tuesday at 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Central Time, because we go live on Chicago Bears Now. So stay tuned and let's answer your questions. Chicago Bears Now is presented by Magic Spoon. Guys, you can get the best cereal on the open market at magicspoon.com/bears. Try their different flavors. We got the cocoa. We got the frosted. Those are just two of the many fantastic flavors from Magic Spoon cereal. I'll get that link down in the comments and in the description. It's magicspoon.com/bears. All right, Aiden kicks things off on today's show. Fire Matt Nagy and save Justin Fields. Let me know what you guys think about this one. Yeah, I mean, I told you guys on Monday's video that if the season ended today, I would fire Nagy and this staff. I just would. I think they're going to let this year play out, and things can certainly change. But at this point, yeah, it's not looking super great for Matt Nagy. Logan, can you check the doc there, Sam, please? We got a $20 super chat, very top of it. Who would you want to be calling the plays on offense and defense? Mine is still Bills OC and Vic Fangio. Yeah, I told you guys a dream staff would be like Brian Daboll as the head coach and play caller and Vic Fangio running the defense. And after Denver started 3-0, I was like, well, Fangio didn't go anywhere. Well, they've lost 3 in a row now, so maybe he does end up getting canned. I will say this. Now, if you fire Nagy and the staff, you can't force a new staff to keep Sean Desai. I do really like this defensive coordinator, though, man. I think he's got real potential as this team's head coach. So, yeah, I think that that should be considered as well. Juan Garaboy, any updates on Cohen? He could be a game changer. There's not much. I saw him roaming the sideline. He is eligible to return off the PUP list this week, but there's no indication that that will happen. Depending on when you're watching this, if you're watching live on Tuesday, there's no real update. But if you're watching later in the week on a Friday or Saturday or something like that, it's possible some news has come down. Lee Davies, trade Eddie Jackson, Hicks, and A-Rob to get some draft capital. We're not making the playoffs this year and might as well start stacking up on some picks now. I don't know. Eddie Jackson's contract is tough to trade. Akiem Hicks, I think, is the guy that could get traded. A-Rob could be as well. Yeah, I disagree. I think it's possible this team could make the playoffs, but are they a true contender? At this point, you'd have to say no. Like, a lot of stuff would have to change. Scott Osborne is next up. Why would A-Rob even want to re-sign with the Bears? Nagy's offense is terrible. Defense is only reason Bears are 3-3. Have we gotten to all the super chats, by the way? Okay. Technical issue. We will get to those as soon as we can. By the way, shout out to Magic Spoon for sponsoring this segment. So why would A-Rob even want to re-sign the offense terrible? So he wanted to re-sign because he wanted a contract to stay in Chicago. They didn't give it to him. So now I think he wants out. Defense is the only reason the Bears are 3-3. Yeah, I think there's a lot of truth to that. The defense has been tremendous. Rob Riggle with a super chat, or with a question here, I should say. What's Chicago's best chance of beating the Bucs this week? The best chance is to find some plays in the passing game. You got to hit some plays downfield because the Bucs are either the best or top 3 in the NFL in rush defense. So what that means is that they're going to stuff the run, probably. As good as Herbert has been and this O-line has been in run blocking schemes, Justin Fields in this passing game is going to have to get going. Now, the good news is the Bucs secondary is beat up, it's banged up, and you can make plays, but can Bill Lazor dial up the right ones on Sunday? And can Fields hit enough big plays downfield? That's going to be your best chance because I don't think you can run the ball 40 times and expect to win. Predict the score, Bears at Buccaneers. We'll make this the pinned comment on today's video. So get your score predictions in and let us know who's going to win. If you get hit with the YouTube ad break, scroll on down and get your votes in. V-Dog with the super chat. Fire the Bears medical staff. They haven't helped any players heal in a timely manner. Look, I'm not going to speculate why certain injuries have taken longer than others. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to say fire a doctor when I don't know what's going on, but I do appreciate the super chat. Fast moves. Wish he had a photo. $20. Who would have thought that the Bears' identity would be to run the football after 4 years of Nagy refusing to run the ball? Bear down. Appreciate the $20. It's all very ironic, isn't it? This team is still near the bottom in most categories outside of rushing, where they're top 10. Yeah, it's pretty funny at the end of the day. Oh, there's the F for fast moves. I know, but that's the strength of this team right now. The problem is you can't just run the ball. Like, you're going to have to throw the ball and find some balance. Good Luke Fook. Who do you think our offense starts out strong and then fizzles out? Why do you think it starts out strong and fizzles out? Well, opening drive touchdown last week. They started decently against the Raiders after a couple of bad drives. They picked it up. A lot of times the opening drive is a team's best drive because it's on script. Teams script out that opening drive and they practice it all week. After that, you can't really script your offense. You just have to react to what's happening in the game. That could be why. Maybe teams are adjusting and the Bears aren't counter-adjusting. All I know is the offense fizzled after that free play that wasn't a free play, and that seemed to really affect this team. What affects me in a positive way every single day is Magic Spoon cereal because, hey, I wake up, I'm a little drowsy. Sometimes I don't want to get out of bed, but then I'm like, okay, I got to get my day started, get a bowl of Magic Spoon cereal in me, and I'm a changed man. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go work out. I'm ready to come to work and make these videos for you guys because this cereal is high in protein, it's low in sugar, and it gives me the energy that I need, and it's delicious as well. Most cereals that are healthy don't taste this good. Most cereals that taste this good aren't healthy. Magic Spoon has both. MagicSpoon.com/Bears. Get $5 off your first order and go check out a ton of their different flavors today. It's MagicSpoon.com/Bears. V-Dog, he wants Jay Gruden as head coach, and John can help him by email. Okay, you're just trolling. That's funny, but yeah, no Grudens, please. I don't need the Grudens. Sangray Kim, shouldn't we start Foles again against Brady? Foles is Brady's kryptonite. That's funny, but come on. Like, no, you're not going to start your third-string quarterback against the Bucs. That is a funny comment. I do appreciate the super chat, but yeah, I'm not starting Nick Foles on Sunday. Lee Davies, trade A-Rob for a low-end first-round pick and grab a young stud in the draft. Maybe Broncos and draft a Traylon Burks. Okay. I don't think you're going to get a first-round pick for Allen Robinson at this point, but I do like Traylon Burks out of Arkansas. He's a big physical player. He's bigger than Robinson and faster. That doesn't mean he's going to be better, but yeah, I would love to have him in this Bears offense. Lee, again, do you think Montgomery and Herbert could mold into our version of Chubb and Hunt? I think that's possible. I like that thought process there. It's very similar. Like, Montgomery's that bigger physical running back, and Herbert is also a physical runner that can catch the ball, but Monty can really catch it as well. I think Herbert is basically just a smaller Montgomery with a little more burst. They're very similar. They're both very good. They both break tackles. You got to love what the Bears are doing running the football right now. William Eli, does Justin need a breakout game sometime this year? I think he does, to show us, wow, he can be that guy in coming years, kind of like Herbert and Burrow did. Yeah, he does. I think it's a combination of things right now. Number one, he's still learning. And number two, I think the Bears are trying to limit how much they're putting on his plate, which is a good and a bad thing. Sometimes you need to let your young kid let it rip, let him make mistakes. Other times, you're still trying to win games. And if you think that not throwing it a ton gives you a better chance of doing that, then you kind of understand that as well. I do think a breakout game is coming, and I think it's coming soon. Fast moves with another super chat. Appreciate that. Don't see Nagy or Pace leaving after this year. I think they bought themselves 1 to 2 years with the Justin Fields pick. Bear down. It's possible. I think it really depends on how they play the rest of the year. Does this team show growth? Does Fields improve? If we're getting similar Fields the rest of the year where you see moments, but overall the numbers aren't overwhelming and it's inconsistent, that's not going to fly. Like, you're going to have to see improvement. If he doesn't improve, they're going to have to fire Nagy and get a new coach in here. That's just what it comes down to. Scott Osborne, what is the reasoning for keeping Jimmy Graham? He never plays. This thought process from the coaching staff makes no sense. I agree. I don't know why they kept Jimmy Graham. I didn't 100% hate it after last year because he did have 8 touchdowns. But if you're not going to use him, then why did you restructure his contract and pay him like $8 million? That was bad. They should have just cut him. Chase Fryman, I think we should sign a cornerback and an O lineman with our cap. We need a right tackle and a new CB2. This is an interesting one. I think Vilder's played better at corner, but it's obviously not great. You obviously could use another O lineman. Do you want a center? Do you want a right tackle? What are you looking at there? It was interesting that they benched Duke Shelley for Xavier Crawford last week. Overall, I think the corners have actually played a little better recently, so they deserve credit. And the O-line's up and down. It just is what it is. Chris Ayers, fire... Who is that? Fire Sale? Oh, Fire Sale before the trade deadline. I read that as like fire than a name. Keep Roquan and Fields. All others are expendable. I guess I understand where you're coming from. If they lose the next 2 or 3 games before the deadline, 2 games I think before the deadline passes, maybe it does become more of a sale situation and you try to get a first-round pick back. You could trade Akiem Hicks as well if you wanted to. But I don't think they're going to go into a huge fire sale because, let's be honest, this regime needs to win and win this year. What is the better potato side? Oh, we were debating this in the Chat Sports office earlier. Type F for French fries, type T for tater tots. I just like fries better. I think they're more versatile. I think they bring more to the table, especially good French fries. Like, good cheese fries are undefeated. They just are. So, I love tots as well, but I'm typing my F for French fries. Let us know in the comments which one you like better down below. Sangray Kim, let me load up on some water. It's time we fire the McCaskies from the organization. Well, they own the team, so it's going to be a little difficult. I appreciate the super chat, and I certainly understand the sentiment, but unless they want to sell the team, they're not going to sell the team. Another super chat from Fast Moves. Appreciate that, you guys. If we are only putting up 7 to 14 points a game and rank 32nd in offense, but Fields is improving, where does that leave Nagy? Yeah, if Fields clearly is advancing, but we're not scoring, but the Bears aren't scoring enough points, then to me that kind of falls on coaching, right? And I would argue that Fields has made strides. Not a ton of huge strides, but think about where he was in that Cleveland game compared to where he was against Green Bay. Did he make a lot of mistakes against Green Bay? Absolutely. But did he show he can run an NFL offense? Yes, he did. But the team only scored 14 points. Now, he cost the team 6 points by taking sacks and field goal territory, but even 20 points, that's not a ton. That's below league average. JC with the super chat. Who should we draft first next year, wide receiver or a center? I think the Bears have enough needs that you can't just zone in on 1 or 2 positions. I think you need to take the best player available, especially since they don't have a first-round pick right now. Like, you got to get a good player with that second-round pick. Whether it's a receiver, a corner, an offensive lineman, whatever it is, this team has to hit on that second-round pick. Amos Goldberg, imagine if we get a second for A-Rob and Chris Olave, or Garrett Wilson drop to the second round and we get one of them. That'd be fantastic. If you could get a second for A-Rob, even what you could do, Amos, is if you have 2 second-round picks, you could package those potentially to get into the first round to draft a receiver. So you would have some options if you get an extra second-round pick, whether that's from Allen Robinson or another player.